Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Ask Julius Show. I am your host, Greg Nyman Jr. I am an intuitive that has had the honor and privilege of working with Kasey and Julius and their team for a number of years. Kasey is a conduit channel for the Ascended Masters group known as Julius. Julius is a group of entities that have reached the highest level of consciousness through the human experience and are here to help us on our conscious journey, actually. This, for those of you that are new to this is a rapid fire format. You can ask Julius literally anything under the sun, and they will answer your questions. Keep in mind that some questions, the answers may be a little bit too personal for a public format such as this, and would be better suited for a private reading or a private answering from Julius. So everybody, thank you for coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please like and share this video. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Also check us out on the website channelingjulius.com, and we are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as well under the Channeling Julius nameplate, if you will. So check us out everywhere, like, share, and let's help get this word out to the world. Hi, Kasey. How are you?
I'm so good. I do want to take a moment and I just want to extend my gratitude towards everybody. Of course, everybody who's been with us for a while, new people climbing on. We had one of those kind of shock and awe moments last week when we realized that one of the segments that gets posted on Instagram, my team goes in and takes segments of these shows and posts them on Instagram and TikTok, went viral. And it was crazy. I was scrolling along on Facebook and all of a sudden somebody else was sharing my reel. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody else is sharing my reel, right? And then Greg was like, you got over 1.5 million views on that reel. I was like, oh, wow. So for any of you that may be new this week from that crazy reel that went crazy, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you, love you, welcome you in. And some of the people were asking, who's Julius? What am I doing? Greg just explained to you, I'm a trans channel. That means that the information that comes through me is coming from the Ascended Masters group known as Julius. If you're not familiar with channeling, you can look that up, kind of see what it is. And you can get a little bit more about me and how long I've been doing this for Julius on our website, channelingjulius.com. And don't want to overlinger on that. Want to welcome everybody in. And so we follow a fun format. That's hard to say. 3 times fast, right? On the Ask Julius Show. Greg, of course, has his own incredible talent. So we love to start the show with a little bit of information on some crystals. And then we'll get into some questions, and we're going to get into some tarot card readings or oracle card readings. So we invite you to stick around and have a whole lot of fun. Know that you are in a very welcome and a safe place. And again, we appreciate you all so, so much. Right, Greg?
Absolutely. We've got some fabulous comments already. The Flourishing group says, hi, loves. Kasey is looking stunning as always. Yes, indeed. K-Tac says, hello. J Gemstone 1 says, good day to everybody. Jack Goble puts hearts. The Immersive Podcast puts some hearts. Sally sells shells. Yeah, I knew I was going to mess that one up. Said that it's probably because somebody shared you in their Telegram group.
Oh my gosh. It was
That's
amazing.
amazing. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
K-Tac says, hi, Kasey, Greg, and support. And world, we appreciate all of you. Amazing, amazing. All right. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Yeah, go ahead. You want to play with, I'll share mine in a minute. You share a couple of your crystals that you've got for the show for this evening.
Okay. So Kasey and I were having a debate earlier, as we do. Um, and she picked out this particular egg to share on the show. And this particular egg is carnelian. So is this particular egg.
I was like, that is not right. This one's got to be a
And
gold.
so is this particular
No,
So
no.
carnelian comes in various shades of yellow, orange, and deep red sometimes. Carnelian is for the solar plexus, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra. It's strength, courage, confidence, power, grounding, passion, manifestation, sexuality, things of that nature. Very, very firestone, very powerfully grounding stone. Very, very lovely stone. Next, we have this particular freeform big. It's a really big palm stone. I mean, I have really big hands, and it's a black moonstone palm stone. Black moonstone is a very fun grounding stone. It works with the crown and the third eye chakra. It's about protection, joy, knowledge, inspiration, new beginnings, nourishment, rejuvenation, self-discovery, truth. I mean, it's a wondrous stone. Really, really fun to work with, dispelling negative energy, understanding your emotions. I mean, it's with most dark stones, they are really, really in depth and really can help you out with a lot of emotional understanding and things of that nature.
That stone has kind of a purpley look to me, a very dark. You call it a black moonstone, but I think it looks kind of purpley. Does it look kind of purpley to you?
Yeah, it's the camera's not really going to show it, but this brown part right here is pretty purpley. It's because of the chatoyancy. There's a big word for you.
Wait a minute. Say that
Like
word again.
chatoyancy.
What the
See,
hell does that mean?
see this reflection right here that's moving?
Nice.
That's the chatoyancy, and
I
it
got to
can
figure out how to use that big word tomorrow. That's going to be my big word for tomorrow, right?
and linear.
Linear.
All right, so that's Black Moonstone. Now here is another stone.
Bless you.
Oh, bless. Thank you. Um, this is another stone that is pretty easily faked. And of
Oh,
course,
wait, yeah, it's green. You gotta take off the background.
we've got to go behind the scenes here. Okay, so this is malachite. Now, malachite is very easily faked. Faked. Basically, what they do is they take the malachite dust and reform it into malachite tumbles, usually, and it's a lot lighter. And the cut and the stripes are usually pretty uniform. They're not like droplet puddles like this. Um, and here is uh, Kasey was playing with this one earlier. This is one of my favorite pieces of malachite because it's not just malachite. So this right here, you can see is the malachite base. This right here is chrysocolla, and this right here is shadokite.
That's crazy. That's
Uh,
crazy.
I like stones that have other stones in them. So here we go. Malachite is for the heart and solar plexus, travel, emotional healing, creativity, protection, confidence, leadership, clearing, cleansing, things of that nature. Very heart uh, healthy stone. Chrysocolla is for the throat, heart, and root chakras, calming peace, joy, self expression, expanded awareness, peace of mind. And then Shadokite is for the third eye, the throat, and heart chakra, psychic abilities, intuition, angelic communication, attunement with higher realms, all of that fun stuff. So that particular stone is this combination is basically for all your chakras all at once. It's a couple ingredients short of a stone called quantum quattro, and then a few more short of a stone called quantum otto, which is eight. Basically, four stones in one and eight stones in one. But we'll do that another day.
I have a really pretty stone. So listen, my stones are shiny. Okay, they are shiny. That's
Very,
all that
very,
matters to me.
very shiny.
So this is one of my shiny. Is she a smoky quartz, Greg?
She is a smoky quartz.
Yeah.
Solar plexus, sacral and root chakras, transformation, balance, protection, transmutation, personal will, manifestation, sense of purpose. Uh, Very, very fun stone. Everybody should have smoky quartz in their arsenal, in my opinion.
In their arsenal against the world's negative energy, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We had some fun today, working with different energies and different crystals and things like that. Don't know if anybody else out there, been having some crazy, crazy timeline jumping this week. And during my sleep, out of body, other lifetimes, crazy stuff going on, crazy stuff going on. So grabbing my crystals to keep me at least somehow focused in some direction for, where I'm going on a daily basis, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, if you are ready, if there's some questions, if we got some questions coming in for
Uh,
Julius.
they are rolling in.
Okay. All right. Well, if we're ready, I guess let's jump on in there and then we'll let you direct the show, Greg Nyman Jr. Hold on, I get cat here. Hold on. I don't know why I would have cat hair in my house.
No idea.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. First question is from Carl. Julius, can you please give us your perspective on Trump's State of the Union speech? It was not a normal one.
So, most of the things that you're hearing now, Master, are a lot of what many people talk about as being comms, okay, coded wording, saying things that are without saying them, okay. And so a lot of his conversations now are primarily about a lot of comms, okay. And if you're not up to speed on all of that, it does sound somewhat convoluted. Comms are kind of fun because they're meant for, the bad guys, so to speak, that he's coming after, to let them know we're coming after you, we've got things handled, you're exposed, you're being taken down. It's also for a lot of the people who follow a lot of that so that they understand what's really going on, okay? There is so much going on behind the curtains of what is being shown now. Everything now is just a play and a drama that's very late in the playing out. There's so much that has already taken place. What they're trying to do is, in a way, let you know how scripted and structured the destruction, not only of the US and the Americas, but all globally, it has been for decades, if not hundreds of years, and those things are being changed and shifted, and they're being worked on, and things are getting ironed out, and the nasty, nasty stuff is coming to a halt, and it's being exposed. There's a very strange order of things with this type of speech because you need to be careful not to expose what is coming up. And so a lot of times in comms, they're giving you multiple layers of information, and some of them are red herrings. Okay, some of them are red herrings. It's like reading a Sherlock Holmes novel or a mystery where you've got people throwing in a lot of red herrings. So there's a lot of red herrings in the comms and things of that nature. So the speeches now are not just, hey guys, how's everything? This is what we got going on. There's enough scraping of the surface fluff for people who don't really want to know what's going on to somewhat be satisfied. But really the people who are watching these things are really looking for the deep layers of information. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. So if you watch these things, you want to be looking at the nuances, and everything's a comm. Everything's a comm, from the tie that he wears to the way he holds his hands to the flags in the background to who's standing where on the screen to what they're wearing, okay, and their motions. Everything is signaling, forms of signaling. There's nothing that's happen chance. The colorations, okay, the width of the tie. So it gets really, really deeply dissected if you want to, but basically, Master, stuff is happening. The cabal, the elite, the Illuminati, whatever you want to refer to them, are running for the hills at this point because they are being massively exposed, and structures and corporations and the whole structure of the financial system is coming down, And so a lot of his messaging is also for them to basically let them know, we're coming for you. You better go ahead and run, but you cannot hide. That's all that's going on. It's literally just a show at this point.
Awesome. Okay, next question is from Sandy Schultz. It has been said that the public release of MedBed should be here in April of this year. Do you see this being accurate?
Master, we are not in control of that, okay? There's no prediction, right? You need to understand we don't buy into predictive timelines. This is all about people's individual actions, okay? There is an order to be followed, or somebody's going to pull the trigger on this and give permission for the release. If you are asking us, are they ready to be released? Yes. They're basically in the chute, so to speak, and ready to be released. Are they in the quote-unquote medical facilities? Yes. Are they in the hospitals? Yes. Are they in the military complexes? Yes. They have been for a very, very, very long time, okay? They are drip feeding some of them out. It's kind of interesting. You can pick up on a lot of energy frequency devices. A lot of direct energy infrared devices are out. They've been drip feeding what we want to call mild applications of them. But as you are asking, you might as well be asking us when they're going to RV the money, and we're not telling you that. We just aren't, okay? It is happening. It is happening, okay? But there's nobody that can tell you when that release is. We're telling you. Should we say that again? Be very, very careful. There isn't anybody that has that information but about 3 of the top people who are going to make that decision. And all we can tell you is it is lined up to be released. Now, there's long been discussion about if they're going to pull the cork or bust the dam open and release Nasara Jasara and the med beds and the revaluation of currency, the global reset, and everything's going to hit the floodgates at once. Not likely. They have been drip feeding things for a long time. The financial systems are collapsing. If you're watching anything other than the US, you can see that financial systems are collapsing worldwide. And if you're really watching the US, they're collapsing here as well. And that's one of the lead tip of the iceberg aspects for a lot of what is going to take place. What we also can tell you is this: there's going to be outrage when those med beds come out. outrage, okay, when they come out. And they're trying to navigate what they're going to do with that. So they are not likely to suddenly produce the ultimate med bed that can fix all of you for everything and rejuvenate you for the, down 30 to 50 years and bust that out on you. Do you know the outrage that would come out for that, for everybody who's lost somebody that they killed off with all of their depopulation, stuff that just missed it, okay? Somebody's child is gonna miss it by a day and die of a brain tumor. The outrage has got to be managed. So they're more than likely to drip feed you a rapid drip feed. Let's say a rapid drip feed, okay? So for the first year, they're gonna come out with, some what they're gonna call remarkable technology. Somebody's gonna kind of claim to have it because they're not likely to tell you that it, comes from off-planet beings or that all of this stuff comes from off-planet stuff. So it's gonna be really, really interesting. To answer your question again, we want to support. They already are out to a degree. They are ready to be released. We don't think they're likely to release the massive med beds because of the outrage. It appears to us, and with what we are aware of that they discuss, there's currently about 13 different possibilities as to how they're going to do the distribution and how they're going to release the information to the public. But it is in the works, and it is intended to occur before this administration's time would come to an end.
Love it, love it. Next question is from the Immersive Podcast. Why am I so anxious and on edge, but also extremely exhausted? Are you able to see if I have any health problems or can do anything to improve my overall health?
Yeah, so Master, everybody is being hit with unbelievable frequencies, and they're extremely damaging. They are making everybody exhausted. They're making everybody cranky. They're making people brain fogged. They're throwing so many frequencies at all of you, and it's because the timeline fluctuations are crossing. You're walking through timeline fluctuations all day long, and it kicks the snot out of your body, okay? Do you have health problems? Of course you do, because almost everybody does. Do you have something that's impending that's going to kill you tomorrow? No, we do not see that, okay? But almost everybody has massive levels of toxicity, massive levels of parasites, and massive aspects of assault on their glandular system and their brain for proper functionality of your physical body. Master, if you are aging, you have health issues. That is a truth, because your body isn't even designed to age. That's how much toxicity and poisons you are taking in. But to support you, there isn't anything for you to fear at this time. What we will tell you is there are ways to regulate the frequencies in your environment, especially in your primary environment, like your home, to help counteract some of those negative frequencies in your house, and those would serve you very, very, very well as watching what you're eating, getting your sleep, getting grounded, and things like that. But nobody wants to do any of those things because they're inconvenient. Nobody should have any of the devices on in their house other than high frequency emitting devices, 2 hours before you go to sleep, so you get some sleep, okay? So the dysregulation for your sleeping patterns are also causing you to have, what you're calling the health issues or the health structures going on. If you want to take responsibility for your health, everybody needs to do massive changes on their lifestyles, massive changes on their nervous system, and you can do those things to help, but you're definitely being assaulted by frequencies at this time.
Absolutely. Next question from Lionel. I have a question regarding my 7-year-old son. We've noticed that his thoughts seem to move faster than his speech. As a result, he often doesn't finish his sentences. He becomes quite irritable and tends to avoid conversation. Is there anything you would recommend to help him with?
Yeah, so what you understand, Master, what you've come to understand is not completely accurate, okay? So we want to give you a little bit more insight on the brain, okay, on how his brain is working. So words are old. Words are old and late, okay? They're for previous concepts, they're for previous interpretations, they're for previous comprehensive states. Language is old. And when new thoughts are dropping into the brain, language and words don't match what the description is that somebody is trying to convey. So it's kind of like don't serve his thoughts and his inspiration. So it's not only that he can't keep the words up fast enough, okay, but they aren't appropriate. They aren't accurate. So that's part of what is frustrating as well. Also, what's going on with his brain is what's called splitting, okay, is what's called splitting in the brain. So if he is using both sides of his brain simultaneously, and many young children do, especially if he's very physically active, and so he's constantly working both hemispheres of his brain, both or either hemisphere of his brain processes thought from two different perspectives. So when a thought comes into the pineal gland and the pituitary gland marry together to send the electrical currents of a thought through perception all the way through the body for interpretation, most people have thoughts coming through either their right or their left brain, which makes it easier for conveyance or interpretation. But your son is probably getting hit in both hemispheres, causing a dual interpretation. One would be linear and one would be more creative, and he struggles to decide which one he is going with as far as, you know, what he's looking at, what he's understanding, okay? So that's also what's going on. The misfire between thought and speech occurs when there's metals in the brain. So if your son is vaccinated on medications, drinking sodas, sugar, aluminum can stuff, red dye stuff, all of that crap, you're going to have a misfire in the electrical currents of the brain between thought and language, okay? That can be fixed by cleaning up his diet and helping him do a detox. As far as the frustration of your son, if your son is feeling frustrated, what you can tell him very gently, is to calm down and quiet down and slow down just a little bit and give him your time and allow him to take as much time as necessary to communicate with you. Because part of what happens with children today is they do not feel heard or seen because parents are too rushed, too preoccupied by multitasking on your device, on the television, on the computer, hurry, 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 and the child feels like they're absolutely compressed for time to get you to even give them any attention or to have the opportunity to speak any form of aspect of truth. So he feels rushed also in his opportunity. He only has a very tiny window of opportunity. So you need to practice far more patience and carve time out for him. Look at him and ask him, what else? What else? What else? What else do you want to tell me? How else do you want to express yourself? And make him feel very comfortable, very seen, very heard, and very, very valued for his opinion. And quite frankly, Master, you should, because he has a lot to say.
He absolutely does. On a side note, on a personal note, that's how my brain works. And finding something that he could focus on, like chess, or getting him a deck of oracle cards and just have him tell you what the cards mean without even looking at the book, but getting him to think and focus in that regard. And I mean, you can look at an oracle card and go, okay, there's 50,000 different meanings. Okay, yes, tell me all of them. And take that time and work with him, and he will develop a way for his brain to communicate with others.
Yeah, it's also important to make him feel safe. You know, make him
Absolutely.
feel safe and heard. Um, One of the grandchildren is endless with his questions. Constant questions. Drives his parents a little bit crazy. And so when he gets to spend time with myself, or he has the opportunity to spend time with Greg, actually, which is really amazing, he feels heard, and the questions are answer. Okay, and children just don't get enough attention that they deserve. All humans are that way. All humans are suffering from lack of being seen, lack of feeling valued and important. And what you absolutely don't want is for him to give up on having amazing thoughts and asking questions because nobody seems to care, or nobody seems to want to be bothered by all of his thoughts and ideas, and the way he's talking, or his questions that he is asking. You get to have an amazing opportunity for patience and focus as well, Master. And so it is such a great opportunity to have this going on in your life.
Love that. Love that. All right. A couple really amazing comments, and then we'll talk about the special this week. Okay. Sylvia says, hi, everybody. I'm so excited to catch you guys live today. I usually watch you on the replay. So much fun to be with you whenever possible. Love that. Thank you for being here. We appreciate the support and the interaction. Wendy Paula says, happy Sunday, love. So excited and thrilled about the 1 million views from last week's show. Wow, wow, wow. Love it, love it, love it. We appreciate you guys and the beautiful support from everybody. Okay, so a couple things brewing in the Ask Julius world right now. The live workshop that's coming up next week is, if I can select the right mouse here, would probably be helpful, right? Is about, it's called Keeping Your Chakras in a Broader Context.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we're going to do a really fun deep dive. Joyce is going to be bringing some amazing information to everybody about the chakras. Very common, very popular subject matter, until Joyce gets a hold of it. Right about the time when you think you probably know just about everything there is to know, maybe there's more. Maybe there's more. And Joyce always does that to everybody. Always. And so this is amazing information. It seems like a simple subject, but they're guaranteed to take it deep and vast for you. Not only for you to understand your own energy. If you're a practitioner, this could be a very interesting workshop for you. But this is also about any and all of you who work so diligently to bring balance and expansion to your energy and your energy field. So this is going to be a super great conversation. This is our 2-part class for the month. Julius always puts out a 2-part class and a 3-part class to the general public for availability. If you belong to our academy, you get your own extra additional class in that academy format, and that's always announced in the academy. So these are our available to the public classes, and it's going to be awesome, super fun, and really looking forward to that one.
And speaking of the academy, now if you're thinking about it, would be a really good time to join. That way you would get all the classes for the month live and can participate in the Q&A. So totally jump on board, check it out, see if it is for you. Um, Another couple more comments. We have the fabulous Stephanie Cruz. So happy to make it here live. We are happy to have you. KTAC says the love the answers. They are fire, amazing, amazing, and also the thing that is brewing for this month.
Oh
The
God.
the the five-part, I believe five-part, it might end up being more, the Void Expansive workshop.
So I want to take a couple of moments to talk about this. So years ago, about 10 years ago, Julius did a series we did a series of modules and videos and live interactions on the void, the subject matter of the void. It was probably our most popular program. It was exhausting. The thing was a week long. It was chock full of information at that time, 10 years ago. Anybody who was able to take part in that really, really relished that information. Probably more information on the void, or what's known as point zero aspect, than most people could find, out available at that time. The reason that we do not have that program available any longer is for legal reasons, because I was married to somebody at the time, and due to the divorce proceedings and the written script for me, we had to remove anything that had him in it or attached to it in any way, shape, or form. So unfortunately, that one basically got taken off and shelved. We've had many, many requests for further information or to even revisit the void. And I've been thinking about it for the last 2 years, honestly, really. Am I going to do it again? Are we going to do it again? Due to my own process of healing and recovery from the massive trauma that occurred for me 2 years ago, and working on my own frequency and my own focus, my ability to bring Julius in has up-leveled itself and increased. So has the information from Julius. It has come in at a much higher frequency, much more usable, informative, applicable, for your life. And I have been informed by Julius that they want to do the void again for everybody. So we're doing it. And it's going to go live the last week of March, and it will run 5 days consecutive. So I will be channeling 5 days in a row. Each day we'll do 4 module subjects on the void, hitting it from different angles of what it is, how you can access that energy, how you can use it. And then, well, of course, we're going to have a live Q&A on the 5th night. So it'll run at 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, the last week of March. And honestly, I don't know exactly what's going to come through with that information, but it will knock everybody's socks off. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's literally being put together right now by the team. And Sue, our production manager, is on vacation, coming home tomorrow. JC has been overloaded by watching, taking care of everything while she's gone, and they'll get on it and get the product up on the website, probably available for purchase for this week. What can I say? If you want to crack open the mystery of you being source, and tap into that energy and bring that into your life for healing, manifestation, health and wellness, relationships, your conscious journey, degrees of awareness. This is going to be a workshop that you will value probably for the rest of your journey. And it's very exciting. It's going to be very intense. So we're going to invite everybody to take a consideration in doing that. I would highly recommend it. Just like our teachings on the website, which are the 7 levels of consciousness expanded, everybody should take that teaching for anybody to truly understand their conscious journey and what it is. The Void is going to be amazing. Of course, Greg will be in there with us. The students from the Academy will be in there live. It's going to be fantastic. Fantastic.
It's going to
I'm
be
looking forward to it. It's quite a lot for me on top of everything that we got going on. We got the John Burgos show. We just ran the play on the John Burgos show. We're running the process on breaking free from your soul family contracts. That process is off the chart. That's available on the website. Also right now, got a lot going on. But that's coming up. If you're interested right now already to get a little bit more information, you can send an email into support@channelingjulius.com. Sue and JC will, hold your hand and let you know what's going on with that. But we're going to be talking about that for the next couple of shows before that thing runs live. It is so appropriate right now, Greg, too, where Julius is just flooding the network for humanity right now in this convergence that we are going through, with the horse energy and everything that's going on globally and everything that's going on with disclosure, okay? And the disclosure is very overwhelming for so many people, hence the crazy viral attention that segment got, because Julius was talking about, the human meat phenomenon. And so people are looking for something to grab hold of that they can get positivity from, that they can get amazement from, that they can get their source energy aspect from. And we are delivering it. We are delivering it. So please, please, if you love yourself, if you honor yourself, if you really want to accelerate and understand and go deeper, please visit the website. Send in your questions on that one. Last week of March. It's going to be here fast. It's going to be here fast for me, and I'm getting prepped for that one. Okay?
absolutely, absolutely. So another couple fun comments. Melissa Shadowski is right there with you. She's all about the shiny stones. And Vendina, because I can't ever say your name right, sorry. Hi, all. Wonderful to be here. Love you. I'm finally getting some workshops, and wow, you don't know what you don't know. Beyond grateful to all of you. Well, we are grateful for you as well. Scrolling through the questions here, there are a couple that are very similar in nature. Um, Elizabeth Wolf and make sure. Sunny Day. Julius, can you give us some information on what's going on in Iran and why the USA is involved?
Yeah. So, Masters, you are entitled to be well informed. That is a truth. To take the globalists, the elite, the Illuminati, the cabal down, to take them down, you have to understand how deeply operational they are in human trafficking, weapons trafficking, drug cartelling, and the monetary system. Also with cloning and experimentation for humanity with bloodlines and DNA manipulation. Yes, this stuff is all very real, and it's located in certain countries as major hubs. Major hubs. Ukraine is one of them. Iran is one of them. Venezuela is one of them. Okay. Should we say, Cuba is one of them. Okay. So the U.S., Trump and the U.S. are going in and they're collapsing these things and freeing these beautiful people in these countries that have been victimized from it. So this is a deconstruction, Masters, of the very, very, very deep state that has ruled over this earthship and kept all of you enslaved in a monetary system that is designed to keep you impoverished and to limit your lifespan. This is all about poisoning you. This is all about killing you. This is all about trafficking you. This is all about the production of food from humans, okay? So that's what's going on in Iran. It also has to do with a global financial reset. And Nasara Jassara is something all of you can read about. It's very, very real. And of course, the elites and the Illuminati, they don't want this to take place because they're going to lose control. And these countries are major, major points of resistance for that. In other words, they've said they will not cooperate. They will not set free their people. They will not participate in setting free humanity. And basically, what looks like Trump and this administration, but it's much bigger behind them, are saying, we are going to assist humanity. We are going to collapse you. They gave them fair warning to surrender and jump on board. They did not. They're taking it over. This will be done this week. And just like the last one was done in less than a week. It's all calculated. They're doing it with as minimal damage to humans on that side. They literally have sent out a warning for people to leave while they do this. So they're doing it in the most humane humane way that they can. But that's what's really going on. This isn't about us taking, or the US taking over resources. It's about getting those resources out of the hands of the nefarious energies for distribution for humanity. So it's not about taking those resources and hoarding them. This is about distribution. But of course, you're not going to hear about that in the mainstream media because the nefarians own the mainstream media. And what they want is they want everybody to be fighting against the administration energetically as to what they're really doing. But believe us when we tell you these things are being taken over for the benefit of humanity around the globe. Watching it play itself out and understanding that it's time for systems to be torn down so that they can be reconstructed. You may not be aware of how utterly enslaved you have been, and that's because of the programming that has been fed into your brain to be blind and ignorant to it, and to support aspects of cognitive dissonance so they could get away with this for so long. Try to stay out of the energy masters of judgment as to what's going on and project high frequency and positivity. And that is the proper way to quote unquote deal with any of these energies that are going on. Because if you get angry and defensive and you think you know what's going on, so you spew out an uneducated opinion, you're actually contributing energetically to the fear of it. And that's where a lot of harm and destruction takes place. And you don't want to be feeding that type of energy. You want to be feeding the energy of positivity, light, rapid, fast, clean, and without harm. So you want to have, you've got to have some trust in this sense, masters. We're telling you, you have been so close to total destruction of all of you. Total destruction of all of you, with your souls all being extracted, for the population of the Earthship to be taken down to about a quarter of what the population is now, so fast in rapid succession, you have no idea how close you have come to the edge. And they're pulling everybody back from that edge and trying to support an aspect of revealment for all of you that you can handle so that you can have amazing lives. That's what we will tell you.
Wow, thank you for that in-depth answer on that one. Okay, everybody, there are a ton of questions. I'm trying to get through all of them. If I do not ask your question, you can send it into Sue or support at Channeling Julius, and they will add it to the list, and I can get to it in the next couple of shows. Or you can ask that question, ask if you want a personal answer from Julius. They can arrange that for you as well. Okay, Sanctuary of Echoes is asking, I am 46 and I feel like I'm aging a little too fast. Do you have any suggestions on what I can do to grow back my hair and feel more youthful?
Yeah, so your hair issue, master, everything that's going on with your body has to do with your hormones. That is a truth. That is a truth. Your hormones are affected by your nutrition level, your nutritional level, and your nervous system. So your practices are to calm your sweet little tail end down. That is the truth. Your primary focus is calm, calm, and peace. Calm and peace. When your nervous system is overtaxed, your system shuts down. Okay? Your body runs only on a certain amount of energy and can only do so many taskings within the construct of the operational systems of your body, and you are not in good balance because your nervous system is threaded out. It's threaded out, and your health is showing you that by your own descriptive words. And thank you for your honesty and your transparency. Your own descriptive words are describing stress. Stress. Your nervous system is your priority, master. It is your priority. You also need to prioritize your nutrition, and you need to also prioritize your movement and your health and wellness. Unfortunately, it is our opinion that your medications are killing you and poisoning you as well. And that's what we will say.
A couple stones to help you would be lepidolite for relaxation and smoky quartz for transmuting all of that negative energy that you're holding inside of you. Next question from Tammy. Can a person have a demon or a bad entity attached to them?
Yeah, so there's positive energy, there's negative energies, or high energies and low energies. Absolutely, absolutely, okay? And your answer to that is to raise your frequency so that they can't attach to you. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Like they come through your devices, okay? They come through portals, they come through devices. Low frequency energies need a host to feed off of, okay? They don't have enough of their own energy for sustainability because they're very low frequency. So they are parasites that attach to energy sources. And they will go to people who have a resonance that they can live on. So that means that your energy frequency is within a host range for these parasites. And you will continue to attract them unless you raise your consciousness and raise your frequencies. That means massive lifestyle changes. That means massive environmental changes. And you know what we mean as far as that goes with relationships, family, work. And it is massive changes on your poisoning intake that you do to your body. And we are going to say this right here, right now, and this is maybe another one of those crazy things that everybody's going to climb on. Stop drinking alcohol. Stop it. Literally, you are inviting. Why do you think they're called spirits? Why do you think they call it spirits? When you are drinking alcohol, you literally have opened up every brain cellular structure in your brain to receive negative demonic energies, and that is the truth. We don't care how much you want to defend your wine club, okay? We don't care how much you want to defend your, oh, it's just a couple of beers here and there. We are telling you alcohol is pure poison, pure poison, and you are literally inviting demonic spirits into your state of consciousness with every sip, and that is the truth.
Absolutely. Sylvia and Bandina, due to the YouTube format, your questions came across broken up in 2 or 3 different sections. They came across out of order. So please take those questions and send them into support so they can get in the correct order and I can ask them on the next show. It doesn't make sense how it's coming across to me. Next question is from Cat 55, I believe. Is that? Let me hold it. Let me find it. Yeah, Cat 55. Can you explain to me why it takes one person, for example, 3 years and another person 30 years to get to the same timeline or achieve the same outcome?
Because, Master, it's all an illusion. There is no time. And each of you have a perception for which you will choose to have an experience, and it will play itself out according. That's you being source. That's literally you being source. There isn't anything that's regulating you as far as when something occurs. Oh, should we say that again? There isn't anything that is regulating you as to when something occurs other than you and your knowing of when it's going to occur. And that is you being source.
Next question from Melissa Shadowski. My husband is only 62 and having short-term memory issues. Is there mold in my house that is causing this?
There's metals in his brain, metals in his brain, metals and sugar, metals and sugar, metals and sugar. That's it, okay? And you need to do a heavy, heavy, heavy metal and sugar detox. That is a truth. Far more than any mold in your home. But you can do a simple test for mold testing. Just go get a home mold testing kit. That's going to answer your question. If you're asking us, is there hidden mold that would affect his body that goes undetected by one of those tests? No. Those tests are very, very sensitive. But we're telling you right what it is. It's metal in his brain. Metal in his brain, and also sugar. That is the truth.
Absolutely. Hilda B., how can we keep ourselves free from soul contracts? What would that be? Letting go of all programs and obligations and punishment / reward?
Yeah, you've also been, you've been extremely, extremely programmed in it, and you have these entanglements in each of your energetic fields. We, of course, are providing a service for that. So you can have a process done with us that will go in and untangle the web that's already caught in your energetic fields. But then to move forward from there, it's also a recalculated focus on not buying in to minimized limitationed agreements and live in the moment of now of complete freedom and release. And that's what we will say.
Next question from Tiffany Mariner. As a Black American, there is a lot of disclosure on the internet about us not originating from Africa, but always being here in America. When speaking about past generations, there are no mentions of Africa.
What is she asking?
I am not sure.
I'm not sure. We aren't sure either. We're not sure what you're asking us. Here's what we're going to tell you. Here's what we're going to tell you from your comment. And thank you for your comment. You are not a Black American. You are not a Black woman. You are source wearing a costume. You are not a Black woman. Greg is not a white man. You are source wearing a costume. Try your hardest not to identify with your body in knowing yourself. That will keep you in an extremely limited perspective, and it will 1,000% feed into prejudice and division here on this earth ship. You are not a human being. You are source wearing a costume in order to have a perspective of itself as all thought. Having said that, The Earth ship has different climatic situations in climate, and ethnicities were developed based on those climates, okay? That is a truth. From the slanted eyes to the flat noses to the pigmentation of skin to the amount of hair that's on your body, to the amount of hair that's inside your nostrils or inside your ears, okay? To whether or not you have thick hair or thin hair, or the design frame of your tongue and teeth, have everything to do with your environmental conditions for when you decided to root yourself and stay in a particular area, and through DNA accommodations and genetic reconfigurations, because you choose to stay in one area, they will make a physical costume tolerate its environmental conditions. That is a truth. Your Earth ship was not filled with water for as long, to the rate that it is now, for as long as the dark pigmented portion of humanity has been on the earth, but goes all the way back to when the surfaces started to be here, which has been pretty much all the time, okay? So originally here on the Earth ship, Master, there was more surface, and the Earth ship was more terrarium-like, and people had more what we want to call in the middle tonnage for their skin, and they had slanted eyes because it had a lot to do with the fogging component and the rainforest kind of terrarium component on the earth. When the waters came down from the skies and people segregated into different areas, then a lot of pigmentation change occurred. What's known as Africa is just a different name for a huge, broad location. Were the Americas part of where, you know, dark-skinned people came from? Where the climate is arid and dry, yes, but not where it's moist and full of rain, no. Okay, so you have to understand that your Earth ship also has been massively manipulated with earth and weather, you know, weapons, and that has changed things a lot. Different time periods called the Earth ship different things. You've been renamed. There's been culture stacked on culture, stacked on culture, stacked on cultures, okay? That's what we're going to tell you. And you're aboriginal, okay? You're designed to move and change. We're going to support that you didn't just plop yourself onto this earth and stand still. You moved. You moved around. You moved with the seasons for food. You moved with the seasons for shelter and warmth. And so we're going to say that you've been lied to on that you guys have been completely isolated in different locations, okay? You've pretty much been lied to about everything, and we're going to encourage you to, who cares, in the sense of, Master, your source, having a physical experience. You're beautiful and magnificent like everyone else is, okay? Skin color was developed for environmental conditions. Cool, okay? If you've got cultural things going on, awesome. Have fun with that. Honor that. Respect it. All of it. For everyone. You're playing and pretending to be human. You're pretending to be human. Okay? Know yourself, Master, as source. And know that you created all of it that you are experiencing as you continue to do so. And also know this, Master, it's all an illusion, including your body. So we would encourage you to come to know yourself as something much more empowered and much more magnificent than any costume that you have ever worn. We love you. We send our honor to you. And we hope that that answers your question sufficiently.
Fabulous. Last question of the day from Flower Drew. My nervous system is so heightened, it's hard to relax.
Yeah.
What can I do about
Well, the very first thing that we want to tell you is you have trauma and your trauma needs to be addressed. So it appears to us that you have what's called chronic post-traumatic trauma, which is long-term trauma. So the first thing we want to tell you is to consider very, very strongly therapy, trauma therapy. And that's going to help you learn how to regulate your brain, because your brain is affected by trauma and it keeps your nervous system running on hyper overdrive. Then there's all kinds of calming practices for you to look into and prioritize for yourself. The only reason that your nervous system is overtaxed is you're not prioritizing your calm. That is a truth. That is a truth. And learning how to view things completely different. We can definitively help you with that. Come to our teachings, we'll help calm you down, okay? But it's really a prioritizing of self-master, but you have trauma, and it's going to be very challenging for you to regulate your nervous system without appropriate trauma therapy. That's what we will say.
it? Absolutely. Absolutely. There is a lot of support out there for that.
Yeah,
Um,
Greg specializes in trauma therapy. He's a certified life coach, especially specializes in chronic post-traumatic, as well as what we want to call regular PTSD that has to do especially with narcissistic abuse, sexual abuse, narcissistic abuse. So he specializes in that. We also have coaching packages and processes to support those types of systems for you as well. But we recommend that if you're going to consider trauma therapy, that you actually take it from a type of a therapist or coach that has had that type of trauma, not that has studied it. We suggest that you get help from experts, and those are people who have lived through an experience, and that's what we will say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Lots of beautiful comments. Cat 55 is saying alcohol is a name of a specific type of demon or a specific demon. Interesting. The Anoic Temple says, love Julius, legit best teacher. So blessed to be here. We are so blessed to have you. We love that. Love Light Lauren says, whoa, that answer was so expansive. I have been wanting a deeper answer on this as well. Thank you, Julius, for the answer. And thank you, Tiffany, for the question. Cat 55 says, fire, love always. Amazing, amazing audience. We love you so much. Thank you for the insane questions. I mean, the questions are just get better and better each week. It's awesome. Love you guys. Thank you for doing your work and digging. We love it.
Yeah. Are you ready to move into some cards, Greg?
I am ready to move into some
All
cards.
right, this is another fun portion of our show that we've integrated since about the first of the year, having a whole lot of fun with this. Greg, among his many talents, is a master card reader and intuit. He uses his intuitive gifts with his tools of cards. And if you would like a tarot card pull this evening, throw your name in, throw it in on the chat. Say me, please, me, please. Greg's going to pick a handful of you and do a tarot card reading. If you want an in-depth reading with Greg, which you won't get a more in-depth reading for some of the cards, please speak to him directly. He does offer discounts for people coming off of this show, which is amazing. And Greg offers one of the most in-depth type of tarot read called a Lenormand Grand Tableau that will look at something for you for about the next 3 months. It's amazing. I have very personal experience from Greg's guidance with the tarot and the oracle cards, in addition to Julius for myself, so I can speak from personal recommendation on that. Greg, how do people get a hold of you if they want their own really, really wonderfully in-depth personal session with you?
Just email me at the Greg or Troll at gmail.com.
Just gonna put that in the chat for all of you, right?
Yeah.
Throw your names in. Throw your names in if you wanna. If you want an oracle card pull from Greg.
Okay. So this is an oracle card deck. It's actually from Australia. Um, we thought we'd do something a little bit more fun and a little bit funny. If you're offended, I apologize, but it's hilarious. This is the Unf Yourself Oracle deck by Amanda Dreyer. It's an amazing deck. I'm not sure if you can still get it, but it is out of Australia. So, um,
And this is fun because this deck is all about crystals, right? So this
it's
is they're gonna be different crystals for people, right?
absolutely.
Are people climbing on, Greg, or do we need to start with maybe you
Like,
or me? What do you think? People climbing on?
people are climbing on, but we can start with you,
No, let's climb on with other people. I'm
baby.
I'm just the last resort for everybody, right? I'm the last resort.
Sally sells seashells. Says we are a great team. You and I and Julius. This is her first visit. Well, welcome. We love you. And since it's your first visit, uh,
Boom! She's
she
gonna get
threw
it. Is she gonna get it? Right?
well she threw in a last minute question for Julius. Can we?
Okay.
All right, here we go. My mom's health has deteriorated since moving to a new house. She has asked me to help, but not much seems to change. Do you have any advice?
Well, the first thing you need to do, Master, is you need to change the energy in the new house. That's for sure. So there's lots of clearing techniques. You need to reset the energy in the house. You need to reset the energy in that house. That is for sure. We do want you to get a mold kit and test for mold in the house. We want you to open all the windows and all the doors. We want you to sage and incense. We want you to ring bells. We want you to clap. We want you to set verbal intention that all energies previous in the house be removed and transmuted and exit the house. And then we want you to go into every single room of the house, do this very, very same thing, okay? And we also want you to introduce yourself to the house. Tell the house that you appreciate it, that you are grateful for being there, okay? You can set up crystals in the house. You can set up selenite above all of the windows, all of the mirrors. There should be selenite, and keep the energy moving and clearing through the house. That is the truth. We want you to have incandescent lighting in the house. We want you to get rid of halogen lighting or what's the other lighting, right?
LED.
Yeah, LED lighting out of the house. It's affecting your mother very, very deeply. So I want you to go to halogen lighting. No overhead lights. No overhead lights on in the house. We want everything set at eye level or below on lighting. Anything that hits on an overhead light, especially if it isn't incandescent, makes you dizzy, nauseous, and can cause vertigo. And it can be such a mild form of vertigo, and also can initiate migraines. That is for sure, because they actually are flashing and you don't realize it. They're flashing at such a high rate that you can't actually see it, but it's affecting your health and your mood. So this is for everybody. This is for everybody. We would also recommend a detox, a parasite detox for your mom. You can look into those, and she needs to be sitting out in the sun for 20 minutes a day. without sunglasses on, closing her eyes, face up towards the sun. She desperately needs vitamin D. Desperately needs vitamin D in her body, and so those are some of the things that you can help her with.
Yes. And when you sage, like literally sage so much that there is smoke billowing out of that house. Claim that space, claim that energy, and then, like Julia said, make sure you're following the sage with some sort of incense, or you can burn sage that has flower petals in it, or burn sage and then Palo Santo behind it. You want to sage essentially as a nuclear bomb for energy and clears out everything. And then you want to reclaim the space with, I would say, like lavender would be a nice reclamation. State your claim. This is where I'm living, and bring peace and serenity in. Like, you don't want to just leave an open a canvas for whatever to come back. All right. All right. Okay. Love Light Lauren, you are the first victim.
Oh, the first opportunity.
First opportunity.
Nobody is victimized by you, right? They are
No, they're not, but this is
uplifted.
freaking hilarious.
Only opportunity is provided here on this platform.
Okay, some of these cards I'm not going to be able to read.
Now, you're going to have to come up with code words right now. So for the F word, you're just going to have to say the F word, okay?
Right.
And if it's the SHIT word, you're going to have to just say the S word or something like that, because we will get pulled off of YouTube if you use that foul language. So you're going to have to edit yourself.
Dang it. I don't know if I can do that. All right, Love Light Lauren. Highly appropriate.
Okay.
Black Opal.
These are for all of these are for the jerks in her life, right? Watch out for the jerks, right?
Watch
In
out
your
for the
life.
nasty jerks.
Yeah, in your life. Yeah. Cover yourself, babe. They're coming at you. They're coming at you. Be mindful. Set up your boundaries, right? I don't know, Greg. What do you say on that? You get to elaborate on that. I think it's
Absolutely.
pretty self-explanatory.
Yep, absolutely. K-Tech. Black Tourmaline.
Oh, look at that.
Step into your power. Get some black tourmaline to protect yourself, to help you with those boundaries. Tiffany Mariner. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, I'm assuming that I have permission to work in your energetic field if you're asking for a reading. If not, please type it in like right now.
Are you aware of the fact that you have your green screen on?
Yeah, I turned it off.
Okay.
I turned off the background so because these cards are green, some of them.
Okay.
Lepidolite. Slow down, calm down, quit putting so much pressure on yourself.
It's like that tarot card with like that one that lays down on the bed that has the swords, that card that
Oh,
I
your
hate.
favorite card, the Four of
Hate that card.
Swords?
I always say, get rid of that card out of the deck before you do a tarot card read. What is that, like the Nine of Swords or something like that?
Four
Ugh.
of Swords.
Okay.
Four of Swords, your favorite.
I only like the Ace of Pentacles tarot card. That's the one I like.
Vendina.
Ooh.
Amethyst. Remember, this is you. The Anoic Temple. We have two for you.
Oh,
Blue Appetite, Get Inspired, and Sunstone.
you want to elaborate on the combination of that message for her?
Basically, that is telling you to quit living in the shadows. Um, Quit letting other people dictate to you what you can or cannot do.
So I have a question for you, Greg Nyman Jr. Can you
Yes.
can you elaborate a tiny bit more on the stone that or the crystal that's coming up with the card? Can you tell them a little bit of the energy of the stone that goes a little more than what's being said on the card for everybody? I think that'll go into a little bit more information for everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, I just put you on the spot.
You did.
I
Good job.
totally.
All right, we're done doing readings. All right, where were we? Where were we? Carl.
Woohoo! We've had a busy day today. Has everybody had a busy day today? It was beautiful out today, by the way. Gorgeous in Georgia. It was like 75 degrees today, right?
Mm-hmm. Sharite.
Ooh.
Sharite is a very transformative stone. It's for doing deep dives into your personal psyche. And it's just one of the stones that does not allow you to hide even from yourself.
And it's purple.
And it's purple. Gorgeous. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Flower Drew.
Clear, clear.
Clear quartz.
Got a lot going on in
You
your
got
life?
a lot of things going on. It does seem things are out of control, but they're not. Uh, you are, remember who you are, remember what you're capable of. Clear quartz is a stone that is often overlooked because it's white and kind of boring. Most people think it's white and boring,
Ooh, I love clear quartz.
but clear quartz is a master healer stone. Um, it amplifies all the other stones around it. So remember that if you are feeling overlooked, that may be people that are taking you for granted, and maybe they don't need to be in your life anymore. Just saying. Hilda B.
I think I think we might need to iron your green curtain.
Well, I have someone that likes to play with my green curtain.
That's right. All kinds of snares and runs along the bottom, right? From the cats that play with it.
Mm-hmm. Hilda B. Carnelian.
Ooh, look at that. That's fun.
So that is definitely telling you to step into your feminine power and quit letting other people dictate what you get to do with your life. This is for sunny day, labradorite.
Ooh.
Yes, you can. Labradorite is one of the many mystical, magical stones that pretty much can do anything. It comes in a ridiculous number of colors and flashes and all sorts of stuff. It is, a very dear friend of mine wants to coat the entirety of the inside of her house in labradorite, which, like, okay, yeah, that would be amazing. But it's one of those stones that if you need to look at it at the right angle to see the magic, and that's essentially what it's talking about, is looking at things from the right angle. Sylvia, yes, Hildaby, the crystal that is shown in the reading or the card pull for you is what crystal is wanting to work with you at this moment in time. So trust your intuition when that happens. If you don't have a crystal shop that you trust or know, there's several online retailers that are reputable, um, and trust that you will be guided to the right particular stone that wants to come and work with you, because that's how it works. Interesting. So, Sylvia, we have two. We have obsidian, which is talking about cutting cords and cutting ties to things that no longer serve, and rose quartz, which is talking about self love. So, that particular combination is telling you to look deep and love yourself. Yes, you can, K-TAC. If you don't have that particular stone, you can call in the frequency of it. I know a lot of things, but I do not know the frequency of each individual stone. So you can Google that, look it up if you would like. You can also Google a picture of that particular stone, or use the picture that you saw, and tap into that stone energetically. I mean, because your source, all of it's you. So it's essentially telling you, okay, I can't tap into my pinky. Well, that's ridiculous. Of course you can. Same thing with stones, or anything for that matter. So, yes, if you don't physically have that stone or access to it, you can tap into it via a picture, or, go to a crystal store and play with them there. You can totally do that. It's totally a thing. But yes, thank you for bringing that up. Um, all right, are you ready,
Uh,
Miss?
uh, no,
No,
I have to brace myself. Hold on.
brace for impact.
Okay. All right. I'm ready. I was just sitting here looking at my foot. And I want you to know, I want everybody out there to know, I think my big toenail gets bigger and bigger every time it regrows back in. I'm just sitting here noticing. So, because I'm a runner, I run, I occasionally lose my big toenail on my right foot just from the pressure of running and the rub, especially if I run on different terrains. And then I'll lose that toenail and then a new toenail will grow back in. It's happened to me like 4 times. It's getting bigger and bigger. It's like the size of a stop sign at the what? I'm just saying. This one. Wow. Like I don't even have skin on either side at this point. case you
Wow.
wonder what I'm sitting here thinking about while Greg's doing his cards. I'm just looking at my toe. Okay.
Oh, wow. They want to see your toenail.
Oh God. I can't. They're not. It's not clean. I didn't clean it this morning because I went running. It's huge. Just know it's huge. Okay. So you know what? It's so big that when I walk, it goes foot-pat, foot-pat, foot-pat. I'm just saying.
Your toenail, Vendina says toenail said it's going to get bigger and bigger.
It's huge. It's gonna take over my whole foot. It's gonna look like a windshield pretty soon. The cats are gonna be afraid, right? Dang it. I gotta stop losing it. I can't lose
This,
it anymore. There's no more room. It can't get any bigger. It's gonna start going over onto my other first. What do you call that first toe? Other than your big toe. It's like the second toe. He's gonna get overcrowded. Okay. Okay. I'm ready for my card now.
now you're going to give your other big toe a complex if it's
I
not
know.
as
Look
big.
at. Look at. He's running a close second. I've lost that toenail too, but not as many times as my right toe. Okay.
Oh, wow. People are loving that.
No, let's tell everybody about your toe, Greg Nyman Jr. Greg Nyman Jr. has a condition on his toes, both feet. So you know that the stupid second to the last toe, like mine looks like a turkey leg, right? Like it's skinny at the base and then it gets fat. That's what my second to the last. I guess it would be your ring finger toe, right? Like that toe. Greg's don't have a toenail on them. All his other toes have toenails. It's a genetic thing. I'm like, what? What is up with the toe, right? It looks like little penises on his feet. That's what it is. I'm just saying. Okay.
Wow.
I'm just saying. Okay. Now try not to beat me up too hard with the card. I'm ready.
I think with that, I'm going to have to repull.
Okay. Okay.
If that little segment goes viral, I'm going to tell JC not to cut that little segment.
Right.
Everybody says you're stalling.
Let me blow my light up. I gotta blow my light up. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, the cards were pulled a half an hour ago. You realize this.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes, that
Lapis.
is my stone. Look at that. I got gobs of it and I have beautiful bracelets with it. Cleopatra stone. Cleopatra and Julius. Oh, there it is. Has to be my amethyst. Has to be.
Amethyst.
Nice. Nice. Thank you for that.
So those two cards together mean you're going to be talking about toes on your show.
It does. They were right.
Oh my.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Another great Sunday night, right? Playful, having fun. We love you guys so much.
We do love you. Thank you all for being here. Without you, this wouldn't be possible.
Right?
We love
Have a
it.
beautiful week. If you want to consider joining us for that 2-part class, climb on it on the website, Channeling Julius, and everybody take in consideration that void class. And if you are interested in letting go of those soul family contracts, that's available on the website too. That's our newest process. Brand new, brand spanking new, right? So take a look at those things and we'll see all of you
Absolutely,
next
absolutely.
Sunday, right?
Oh, before we go, the special I'm running for this week is full Lenormand reading, $100.
No. Are you crazy?
Well, apparently, because I have penis toes.
Wow. Okay, so the Lenormand reeds are normally how much, Greg?
250.
They're normally 250, $100. Wow. Okay. The Lenormand Reed, the Grand Tableau, that's the 3-month spread. That is about a 2-hour session with Greg. That's about a 2-hour session. That is a life-changing read. It's a life-changing read. It's
Absolutely. Super fun to do.
yeah, yeah. Okay. All right,
So
everybody, have a great night. Right? We love you.
if you're interested in that, please email the Gregor Troll at Gmail and title it reading so I can sort through all my emails. And if I don't get you right away, send another email. I promise I'm not ignoring you. I just get a ton of emails.
Right.
All right. Love you. See you guys next week.